The data the government's been waiting for shows those infected with Omicron are significantly less likely to go to hospital. But it's not all good news. Today, the UK saw a record number of COVID cases, and both Wales and Northern Ireland announced new restrictions. Also tonight.
The Evening News with Lucrezia Millarini.
Good evening. For the first time in what seems like many weeks, there seems to be a glimmer of good news about Omicron tonight. Details of the long-awaited first authoritative study into its severity suggest it may be milder. According to the data, there is a significant reduction in the risk of hospitalisation for people who have been vaccinated or reinfected, as compared to the previously dominant Delta variant. But with COVID infections still rising steeply, new post-Christmas restrictions in England remain a possibility. For the first time since the pandemic began, the number of confirmed new cases in the UK topped 100,000. There were 140 further deaths, and ongoing concern over COVID led to new measures being announced for Wales today, as our political correspondent Daniel Hewitt reports. So while Boris Johnson assesses this latest data, other parts of the UK already know how their lives will change going into the new year. We've got reports. The government did make one change to its English COVID restrictions today, but it wasn't to make things stricter. People will be allowed to come out of self-isolation after 7 days rather than 10 if they provide negative lateral flow test results. Juliet Bremner reports. Well, in a step that's already being taken in other countries such as France and the US, vulnerable primary school children in Britain are to be inoculated against COVID. A specially adapted vaccine has been approved for children who are aged 5 to 11 and in an at-risk medical category or living with someone with a faulty immune system. Geraint Vincent has more. Still to come on the ITV Evening News. Those stories and more after this very short break. Welcome back. Online influencers found themselves in trouble again today. In case you didn't know, these are people who make a living being the social media trendsetters of the day. As Sangeeta Lal reports, problems arise when influencing strays across the line into advertising. The Manchester City player and France international Benjamin Mendy was charged with another count of rape when he appeared in court in Chester today. With final preparations underway for Britain's competitors at February's controversial Beijing Winter Olympics, the head of Team GB has been speaking to ITV News. Georgina Harland says the athletes are aware of the human rights issues that have overshadowed the Games, but as she told our China correspondent Debbie Edward, their focus is on winning a record medal haul for Britain. Finally, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the story about a magical car, became a film that seized the imagination of children and adults around the world. So it's little wonder the death of one of its stars, the English-born actor Sally Ann Howes, has been met with an outpouring of affectionate tributes. Rebecca Barry reports. That is all for now. Raggy is back with news at 10, but from me and all of the team here, bye-bye.